can we change the pattern of our rotation? We're going to do just a really basic assessment for how your brain likes to twist your body. If you're standing, I invite you to have the feet a little wider than the hips, okay, out to the side. And if you're standing, you're going to be keeping the belt buckle facing forward. But here, sitting is easy because the pelvis is sort of fixed to that, whatever you're sitting on. Does your brain like to twist your body one way more than the other? Imagine the light shining out of the front of the chest. And if you shine that light over to one side, just start to have that move over to one side, where the nose is facing forward in the direction that that light is shining. And we're just going to twist and we're going to say, okay, what do I have? How good is it at having that shoulder go back and that other shoulder comes forward? Okay? And sort of maybe bounce it. We're not trying to crash through the gait. We're just trying to sort of bounce gently against that first resistance elasticity. Push gently against, softly. Say, okay, that's where it starts. And then here, we're going to go the other way. How well does your brain allow the body to twist that way? And what place is holding you? Okay, let's look at that. And we're going to just go one side and then the other side. Okay. And where is it? Where does it hold you? And I find that in general, my right shoulder likes to be forward. Okay. If you have the left shoulder likes to be forward and doesn't want to go back as easily, well, you would have the left shoulder down when we're going to do this movement. I have a client on Zoom, a Zoom client, and she lives in Croatia. And she has a body that, for one reason or another, has become very locked in its tension patterns. We have been exploring that a little bit on Zoom, and she has practiced a lot. Like, she is the gold standard for practicing, and I admire her for being so devoted to liberating herself in this way. I call this movement the Croatian Twist. We're trying to get untwisted. Here's a chance to, in a gentle way, for people with bodies that are maybe in some pain, it's a small movement, but it's powerful to maybe have a little less of that holding pattern of the twist. So what we're going to do here, we're going to lie in this position, side lying, with the shoulder that likes to be forward, that is down on the table. And take that lower leg and it just reaches down the mat. Let's have that arm is your pillow. Is that possible? If that position was hard for your shoulder, you could have a pillow, and you could have your lower arm is down by your side. So I just have my hand is down by my side on that lower arm. That, I think it can work that way. It can probably work very well. For today, I'm going to show it to you with my lower arm as my pillow. We're doing the Croatian twist. Feel the lower side of the body against the mat. The armpit is touching the mat, and those lower ribs are touching the mat. Okay? And that upper knee right here is on the mat. And you can let that knee slide forward, and that knee can slide back, and there's that variable here of how much is your belt buckle going to shine down to the floor. Okay? Not into a stretch of the groin. We're just sort of hanging out right here. Just a little bit, lift that armpit up, that lower armpit, and just move it back on the table a little bit. Okay, so it feels maybe a little too far back. And we have this elbow, that upper elbow is the outrigger. So I'm pushing my lower armpit into the mat, and I'm grabbing onto the table also with the inside edge of the upper knee. I'm pulling them together. Okay, I'm sort of, my body's trying to make that twist. It's trying to bring that shoulder that likes to be forward. It's trying to pull that forward against the table. And the knee is, they're pulling together, knee and lower armpit. You could pull lower armpit to knee and you could let that relax on back. And you could lift on up and you could move that armpit back a little bit further. And I'm pulling that lower armpit toward knee. And I can relax out of that. I can pull that armpit back a little further. Okay. Well, there we have that. So let's bring it up to the next level. That upper knee pushes down against the mat. That lower armpit starts to grab onto the mat, pulling toward lower knee. Just begin. Think about the light that's shining out of your chest and think about that outrigger elbow. What if you just started to shine that light a little more forward rather than down to the mat, and we're lifting up that upper elbow? Okay, here we're twisting even more. I'm pushing that lower armpit toward the knee, and I'm bringing that upper shoulder and elbow up and back a little bit. And we're just going to lower down out of that. Slowly, slowly, slowly coming out of that. Can you roll all the way back onto the mat? And you could do this in bed. I think the softness of a bed, not too soft, but if you have like a reasonably firm bed, the softness of the bed allows you to set down really softly, gently down onto that, okay? If the boniness of the ribs is uncomfortable on the mat, well, find a softer surface. So here, we're going to breathe into the upper back. And as we squeeze the air out, can we come into that twist? I'm pulling lower armpit toward the lower knee, and I'm just twisting on back. The head rolls back easy as the upper shoulder and elbow come up. And squeeze the air out. Let the breath come in as you lower down. And maybe reach that elbow a little further out, okay? So we have shoulder is back, and the lower shoulder is back, and the upper shoulder comes forward. Okay. And find a place to put your head. The gentle breath in. Grabbing on with that onto the table with lower armpit pulls toward upper knee. You could have your head resting on the hand, and we just twist like that. But I tried somewhere, okay, what if I have that upper hand is on the head, and I'm just going to twist on back like that. I'm bringing shoulder, I'm twisting the body, I'm pushing lower armpit forward against the table. As my upper knee pushes into the table, I'm twisting my torso. And we're just going to come out of that slowly, 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 breathing it open. Could you breathe that line of the back open? Now, let's say you have a lot of pain and we want to do this gently. Let's do one just really softly. Find that armpit on the table, find the knee on the table, pulling them together, light up that diagonal, pulling those lines together against the table. As you push that lower shoulder forward, just twist a little bit, just twist a little bit. Tighten it up. Your brain is good at tightening up this pattern. It likes to have that lower shoulder forward and that upper shoulder back, if that's your pattern. And we're just relaxing out of that. Can you roll forward? Can that chest shine down toward the floor? Okay. Let's just go really slowly. I'm going to count down from 12. So you want to be halfway at 6. Can we lower in micro steps? Let's do it small. It doesn't have to be big. So that lower armpit and lower knee, maybe I'm pushing my lower elbow down, my lower side elbow into the mat. I'm just really pulling those together. I'm trying to push that lower shoulder forward. Okay, so pushing that forward, just lifting on up a little bit, twisting. Okay, let the head roll back a little bit. Let that upper shoulder, it's not about the elbow, it's that upper shoulder pushes back and the lower shoulder pushes forward. And can you roll out slowly, slowly? Oh, wait. Let's come into it softly. The breath in, squeezing the air out. Lower shoulder pushes forward, upper shoulder pushes back. Gently, pause. We're going to lower to the count of 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Breathing cycles. 3, 2, 1. Just rest like that. Okay. Now, if you'd like, we're going to go even a little bit further because I'm enjoying this. I felt like this really changed my propensity to twist. On my walk yesterday, I noticed a big improvement. So here, we're just going to bring that lower shoulders back a little bit. The chest is facing more toward the table. Okay. Adjust the knee so the knee isn't too far forward. We want to have a twist in the body. We're trying to twist the body. We're trying to come into that contraction and relax out of that contraction. So here we are. We're in this position. Lower armpit pulls against table. Lower arm and lower ribs pull toward that lower knee. And we're just twisting. We're going to twist the body. I'm pushing that lower side forward as I push the upper side back. Breathing cycles, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting. Take the time that you need. Okay. Last one. Twisting the body. We're pushing lower shoulder forward and upper shoulder back. Can you find a little effort in the front and a little effort in the back? And again, lower slow. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to try it out. That lower arm is down by my side. Okay. That lower shoulder pushes into the table and it's nice. I'm pushing that lower shoulder forward as the hand and elbow come up. We're just going to twist the body. Could the hand help support the weight of the head? Yeah, that. Lower down, easy out of that. Can that lower shoulder go back? Can the torso twist and roll forward over that lower shoulder? Okay. That's the Croatian twist. Let's go back to that standing assessment that we did just a little while ago. And we are going to reassess after we did the Croatian twist. Let's think about it. That lower shoulder side, we're going to have that move back. The side that was not on the table, we're going to have that move forward. We're saying, okay, are you more free? Now, for me, I just did that movement, and I find that the upper half is much more free. Is maybe down here, look carefully, we might want to have a movement or redo that movement to say, okay, where is it still stuck? But in a lot of ways, okay, I'm finding that there's a change in my ability for the brain to allow that shoulder to go back. And here we're going to try that against the other side. I'm like, okay. It doesn't even, the way that was a little more free and it was more eager to turn to that side at first, it doesn't know how to go so well after the Croatian twist. Is that breathing space? Breathe into that line as it opens. As the shoulder that was down on the table goes back, can you breathe into that line? That's it. And breathe into the line of the opening back on the other side. And then squeeze the air out. And try doing that on the opposite side. Breathe that line open, our non-focused side, and breathe the line up the back open. Okay, maybe it doesn't have enough room. Can we change the pattern of our rotation? The twisting is a deep habit. It's related to side bend, and there's the laws of spinal motion that talk about the relationship of side bending to rotation, but I think that the system is good at, if there's a side bend, it might add a counter rotation to try and hold us out of falling into these side bends. So the system's very, very creative in how it's going to hold you. Can you be more free? The breathing limitation, where your brain doesn't see the spaces available for easy, dynamic breathing space, I suggest is possibly the root of the problem. It's the most practice is in our breathing, where your brain has given up on having it as easy breathing space. That place is determining our posture. People with tight backs, protruding belly, back is tight, back is pushing forward against the ribs. They're never breathing into the back. Okay? People who are in this maybe a more depressed posture, upper chest is down, shoulders rounded forward, their brain has given up on breathing into that upper chest. It's just too much work. So the muscle tension habit defines our breathing patterns. And here, if we're in a twisted breathing pattern, well, we're going to be stuck in a twist. And we want to be free. When we're out walking, we want our walking to be torso twist. Humans balance their gait with rotation, okay? Very few animals walk on 2 feet, and pigeons are not very graceful. Humans, we're really good at twisting if everything's working good. And can your walking be that twisting? People who are walking like this, their torsos aren't twisting. Here we have this. This is running. This is walking, okay? Go out walking, and can the torso, it might be very subtle, very subtle. Now, if you're walking slow, it might not need to twist at all. But if you're walking fast, if you're trying to get somewhere, we want to know that the torso is moving, and that the torso, as one shoulder goes back, that same side hip goes forward, okay? And as one shoulder goes forward, right here, the shoulder's forward, that hip will be going back, and that's walking. Right here, we have that nice walking movement. We want to have that twist be really even. How does one shoulder get stuck? As you're out for a walk, just notice, is one shoulder going forward more than the other? Is one shoulder going back more than the other? I'm Eric Cooper, InspireSomatics.com. Blessings on your journey.